Haas, you got your mic open. You wanted to share?
Oh, most definitely, man. Peace and blessings to everybody in the room. Um, let me say this, right? In order to walk, you have to crawl first. The problem with black people is everybody trying to be scholars. When we go back to our roots, we have none, right? In order to deal with our weaknesses, you got to start with man, woman, and child. You can't get on this platform. I don't care if you're a man or a woman and act like you a scholar when you can't even choose your perfect mate to get on top of you to bear kids with. Women and men
Excuse.
out here, we are giving birth.
Boom.
We are giving birth, right? Let's stop playing this fucking game where everybody's scholars, right? These bitches and real niggas is giving birth to demons who want to talk about God, religion, spirituality, and balance. Balance your balls and your pussy in your household. Push out a decent child to go out there to be a prophet, a messenger of your household, and speak on behalf of you. Fuck religion. Nobody practice that shit no more. Your children are practicing you, and you are a failure. The man is a failure. The woman is a failure. Everybody want to be scholars, but don't nobody want to live righteously.
Just speak for
You don't have to live
yourself.
according.
Just because you
No, let me finish. Let me finish. I'll let y'all cook. Let me cook now. Because everybody's smart but dumb at the same time. When you raise a child and they walk out your household, your children is exposing you. When you 40 and 50 years old, you don't live 40 to 50 years old and you still letting a nigga lay up on top of you. That's on demon time. When you let a man get on top of you and he know he about to mount you and give birth to a baby that he can't provide for, and he know he can't provide for that little bastard that he about to raise, and he gonna step out and he gonna step out on him and you know he ain't shit. How you gonna have this kind of conversation? Let's stop playing games. In
who are
order
you
in life,
talking to?
no, I'm talking in life in general.
But I
But
think that's
if
something.
you
Mr.
feel like
Zaza.
hold up, hold
Aya,
up.
Let him learn.
Aya,
Let him
Aya,
learn. Let him learn.
Aya, Aya. Can you please mute your mic? You're not a moderator in this room. This mod is here. Go ahead, Haas.
This conversation is based off life in general. People don't like to face our own demons. When you watch the movie The Last Dragon, he searched to figure out who was the master. And at the end of the movie, he realized he was the master. Whatever fruits that you put in the universe is what you give birth to. When you have to ask who is he talking to, I'm talking to everybody here, including myself. I'm not exempt. My mistakes give me the right to speak because I made them. When you have to ask who is he talking to, because you feeling a sting and a sting in you.
No,
Everybody
because
want to be
that doesn't
philosophers.
pertain to
You
me, is
still
why I asked.
talking and you killing the
He's not
message
talking to you. Why are you taking it personal?
Because he
I'm
because
said
sorry.
it's
That
he
stinging
talking
her.
to everybody.
I'm
I'm
talking
sorry. You got to sit in the goo. You not tonight. Not tonight. You got to sit in the. Go ahead.
exactly. Sometimes you got to let a nigga cook. The reality of it is we are on an elementary level in life. Everybody wants to be scholars, but can't even pick a mate. You can't even raise your children right. You can't even provide for them. But you got all the answers for somebody else's life. This is where we have to stop. Life is about the real trinity. It's man, woman, and child. And in these last days, where our children are murdering each other, I don't want to hear a fucking thing about religion because nobody's practicing that shit no more. So all of you fucking conscious community rat bastards, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit because nobody even gives a fuck about religion no more. Now your kids, all they give a fuck about is the budget that they getting from drill music, where they could create a song and get $10,000 to $20,000 off that song off of a platform that nobody else knows about. There's a death budget with your child. You don't speak about that. Y'all still caught up on religion. Religion? What is that? It doesn't exist no more. Right now, we are beyond Sodom and Gomorrah. Women are opening up their legs, and giving birth to demons. Bitch, raise your child. Niggas is running around bragging about being gang members. Gangster. You everything but a fucking father. Until you deal with the root of the fucking problem, everybody's sitting up here lap dancing around. Might as well be in the strip club throwing dollars at a broke bitch. This shit is bullshit. Until you deal with the root of the fucking problem, man, woman, and child, everybody is looking for somebody to save the black community. Well, I tell you what, if you could get at least 85% of the men to raise their fucking children, nobody would have to do nothing with the black community. All you have to do is get 85% of the men to be a fucking father. The Jewish community is a handful. They're the smallest community in the world, but yet they run the world. So you mean to tell me black people right now have all these goddamn celebrities that's billionaires and multimillionaires, and y'all sit up there and y'all suck they dick, but disrespect somebody because they believe in Christ or Islam? You niggas is suckers. You weak suckers. And some of you niggas is government agents, you thieves, you cutthroats, you scared. Y'all some scandalous niggas. Until you fix man, woman, and child, you ain't talking about nothing, motherfucker. And I can't stand niggas that act like they scholars. Oh, you so sophisticated and you know everything. Bitch, raise your kids. Nigga, raise your kids. All 25 and 30 of them. You're 5 and 6 and 7 different baby fathers. And I'm not exempting myself because I'm guilty of it too. When I talk to you, I'm talking to myself. Religion doesn't exist anymore. Don't use that shit as a scapegoat. Use your motherfucking self. Everybody, hey yo, everybody right now is striving for something, but nobody's helping the next person that they see trying to come up. Nobody. Everybody got somebody that's trying to sell something, do something, promote something, but you ain't sharing the next person that comes from your fucked up community. Nope. Instead, you in competition, but then you want to blame religion and the white man. Nigga, you the problem. You don't want nobody to outshine you. That's the problem with black people. You fucking too egotistical now. Everybody fucking slaves fighting to be in the presence of the slave master. This is the problem. Now you have to strip everything that we knew. Before you walk, you have to fucking crawl. And if you so deep and you a philosopher and everybody is on an elementary school level, then that means you have to break yourself down and raise them up to your level. Don't nobody give a fuck about your intelligence and how smart you is when everybody else is dumb. Because to a dumb nigga, you stupid too. So what's your point? And it's just that simple. Don't sit up there. If you can't pick your fucking baby father, your baby mama, and raise your children to be decent children in this fucked up world, shut the fuck up. Fix your shit. Because you still on an elementary school level. And sometimes you got to shut motherfuckers down to make them realize where the fuck they at. Everybody want to be scholars. Like, nah, man. We living in serious times and serious days.
That's a fact.
These are serious times and serious days where everybody is egotistical. Right now, the government all over America is waging war on these bastard children that you fucking ignorant bitches gave birth to.
Okay, it's
I'm
enough.
not done. I ain't asked you if you was gonna
Please,
speak. You
Lance.
speak when I'm done. You speak when I'm
Please,
done.
Lance.
Cause I ain't call every hold up. Cause I ain't call every black woman a bitch, but I'm calling you bitches a bitch that always want to open up your pussy and they fall
It's too
victim. Every
much,
man is a
though.
fucking I'm not done.
Fancy.
Every man is not a bad man. I raised every kid that I fucking got.
Damn.
So because you decide to raise your hand because you're under arm's
What about our
Yeah,
guest?
right.
we're not done. We're not done. I'm not done.
Land.
When I'm done, when I'm done, when I'm done, if you feeling the sting of what I'm saying, that's your problem. Because the reality of it is, you got beautiful black women that's raising their kids the right way. They sleeping with decent men. If you didn't sit up there and fuck the nigga that ain't shit, and every nigga that you fucked ain't shit, that's your business.
The ladies just want you to word it different, brother. That's
What,
all.
well, listen, what I'm
Thank
saying is,
you,
listen,
Netaru.
what I'm saying is, when the police kill your son in the street, they ain't wording it different. When these little drill rappers murder your son and they hit him at the head shot. Like, stop with the shit. Let's stop. When you play pussy, you get fucked.
Yeah, but my brother, they
Listen,
just want
like,
you out of
listen,
respect for them to
listen,
word it
listen,
different. That's
listen,
all.
listen, 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 listen. We are living in a world with everything. We are at war. I'm not here to pussyfoot in my conversation. I didn't name nobody and disrespect somebody. But if somebody got to correct me off a real life shit, it's like then I'm not. I'm on the wrong platform. Stop watering me down because right now, yeah, I'm cooking and you're trying to slow me down. Like, no,
Because there's a
I'm
Respect.
not here.
guest.
Listen, I don't care what guest there
Right.
is. I'm not disrespecting that
Clearly.
guest. I'm speaking. I am speaking simple, and I'm gonna make it short. I'm a guest. So when you sit up there and you telling me that you got another guest, no disrespect to that guest, but the reality of it is, I'm not here to pussyfoot around. And if I'm outshining your guest, that's a fucking problem.
No one said that at all.
Okay, so while we talk, so let me finish doing what I'm doing and stop trying to water me down. That's the problem. When a fucking man speaks in a black community, you try to water them down. But the reality of it is, the number one problem in the black community is these women opening up their fucking legs
Oh
and
my
letting all
God.
these men. I'm not done. I'm not done. It's not religion. It's you fucking woman letting all these men come up in your universe. And then you want to cry how
He
a
ain't
nigga.
lying.
I'm not done. You want to
Facts.
He
cry.
ain't lying.
You want to
What?
cry. You want to cry, victim, because you let 1,000 niggas, like the slave master, right? Because he got the blood of the slave master. He crawled up all up in your nasty womb.
Yo,
I'm
I
not
am
done.
either about to drop this call or we gonna have to change the
Thank
frequency
you.
straight up.
Finally.
Yo,
Straight
yo,
up
And
and
that's
Zaza, let
Somebody.
him
down.
Zaza
sleep it off.
That's
speaking.
bottom
Oh, come
bottom
on with it.
line.
Let him
Some
land and sleep
if
it
you
Thank
off.
you,
land,
Zaza.
it's too
It's
much.
just the way that, honestly, King, I
I know.
understand your message.
So
You
listen,
feel me?
listen, listen,
It's just you're
listen, listen,
cursing
listen,
and
and that's
you feel
and
me?
that's the problem
No.
because the reality of it is, it's too much for a black woman to take responsibility for the little savages that she's sending into the world.
But
It's
Hassan,
too
can
much.
I ask you
Let me
something?
no, let me
Take
finish because
Bro,
I'm gonna
take
be
responsibility
short.
for how you
responsibility for the way you
talking,
talking.
brother.
Can I
Take
ask you a question though?
Take
responsibility for that.
responsibility.
Hassan,
Take
you're being
responsibility.
disrespectful,
Thank
You
you.
brother.
being
You
wild
No,
know,
and
I'm
Somebody
just
listen,
disrespectful,
did.
bro.
Listen,
you
Take
lowering the
responsibility for
vibration, man,
yourself.
I'm
brother,
lowering the vibration
digress,
with the truth.
it's
brother,
your truth,
digress,
Hassan.
I'm
please,
lowering,
It's your
I'm
truth.
lowering
digress,
the vibration with the
digress,
truth.
Your
brother.
It's
truth.
your truth.
You're
It's not
valid.
All right.
everybody's
Oh, okay,
truth.
okay, okay. Hold up.
It's a
Let me
time and place
finish.
for
Let me
everything,
listen.
bruh.
Let me finish this.
Moderators, please
We
do
were at a
something about this.
okay, you
He's
know
been
what? That ain't said
disrespectful.
nothing but a word. We were at a different level. No one has a problem with you coming in and expressing what you have to express, but you also have to land it. But the things that you are saying and the manner in which you are expressing them are problematic. Period. It's been too many bitches, niggas, MFers, pussy, all of this stuff. You can say that and articulate it better than what it is. It has changed the frequency.
That's way
Period.
too vulgar too, man. It's
I mean,
taking away from me learning from
I would
here,
love a
man. Like the
chance to
vulgarity is
respond.
too much for me.
Yeah, I would love a chance to respond.
Please,
If
please
you
go
if
right
if
ahead,
that's okay.
sister.
Go ahead,
No,
Queen.
you go
So,
right ahead.
you know, sometimes we have teachers that come among us that are looking for students, right? So here we are having this very high vibrational conversation where everything is clicking. We're all having a meeting of the minds. Not saying that everybody agreed with everything that I was saying, but I think we can all agree that we were on a high vibrational conversation, right? So now here it is that we have this very disrespectful. I'm a scholar. Yes, I'm owning that. I say that emphatically. I'm a scholar, I'm a researcher, I'm a writer, I'm an intellectual, I'm a scientist, I'm also a mother. I've helped thousands of people over the course of the last 15 years doing what I do. I just talked about a whole workbook that I wrote specifically for women, specifically for Black women. All of the visualization in my books represents Black people and melanated people from around the world. What do I talk about in the workbook? Sexual discipline, being careful about who you actually have sex with and give your body to, about abstinence, about hygiene, about taking care of your body, about reading, about studying, about researching, about loving and appreciating and nurturing men that are not in your intimate relationships, your uncles, your grandfathers, about taking personal accountability and not blaming men for everything, about objectifying yourself as a sexual being. How motherfucking dare you get on this call and be that fucking disrespectful when I'm doing everything that you're talking about women aren't doing? Now, you want to sit up here and say the man is the head of the household. The man is the one who's supposed to provide security. The man is the one who's supposed to make the decisions, the one who's supposed to guide you. You can't guide me no motherfucking
Right.
where. Your frequency is too low.
That part.
You have the white man's mind and you don't even fucking realize it.
Calm
The
down, man.
number
Don't
one
just let her
problem in
get to
our
her
community,
point, man.
hold on. The number
Yes,
one
Quincy, don't
problem in
let
our
her take you out
community
of
is
character.
Black
Don't even
women
let him do that to you.
is
Don't let him
Black
take you out of
women.
character.
Let me finish what I'm saying, because this is not out of character. I'm a lion and a lamb, right? So for you to open your fucking mouth and say the number one problem in the Black community is women opening their legs and giving birth to anything without taking personal accountability for yourself. If steel sharpens steel and you just went on a whole fucking diatribe about women and didn't say shit about
Thank
men,
you.
do you honestly think that we respect that? You're not a king.
Nope.
You're a man trying to find his way in a king's world. Everything you said was low vibration. All of your language. You were very fucking disrespectful, not only to me, but the other women on the line. And whoever the men are that agree with that shit, you are a low vibrational, a low frequency operating being at the same time. And you part of the fucking problem. So you spend all this time talking about women, what we do, what we don't do, and you don't never talk about these motherfuckers that are bringing damage and danger and killing people every day.
Facts.
You just went on a whole fucking diatribe and didn't say shit about what's happening in the world. Get the fuck out of here.
Facts.
Preach,
Thank
sister.
you.
Jeez.
Her.
Zaza, if we
That
may
was
build and
his
take this back to
story.
the
That
positive
was
high
his
vibration.
perspective. That was his experience. And that's, to me, that's what he was focused on. Like, who are you referring to? He said he was referring to everybody. How? Who are these people he's referring to? We're not saying that there aren't people
He
like
talked
that, but
about everybody but himself, which is the problem. The only thing you can be accountable for is self.
Did he get removed?
yeah, that
Yeah.
happened.
He probably
Yeah.
ran.
No, I
No,
think he left.
he
He
left.
said
He
he,
left.
he said
The
all of that,
room.
and then he
Yeah,
left.
resist the devil and he will flee you. Get the fuck behind me, Satan. Two
Mm.
opposing frequencies cannot occupy the same space at the same time. I won't have that shit in my space. You gonna move around fucking with me. I'm here representing God, righteousness, love, gratitude, abundance, not that bullshit. And anybody who's down with that shit, you can miss me. Don't ever invite me on no shit again if you're gonna allow that type of fucking disrespect to be espoused on our women. Yeah, I'm a philosopher. Now what? Yeah, I'm a scholar. Now what? Yeah, I'm a thinker. Now what?
Hey Zaza, I think
Now he left.
the way
Ooh.
he was trying to deliver his message came off very disrespectful, and now the energy is displaced. And I think that at the end of the day, we can still get back to that energy of displaying our message in an intellectual and respectful way, because that's now removed. So I just want to state, don't allow somebody else's ill energy to
Who am I
change
speaking
the
with?
direction of
Who
this
am
is
I speaking
scores.
with?
No, no, no.
Okay, so scores.
So
Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it a buck for a
right,
second, right?
keeping it a
Because
buck.
this is
I'm
but
speaking
this
on
is what
honestly.
happens.
So
But this is what's happening in
right,
our communities,
right. But
right?
can I finish?
So
Can I just finish
No.
landing my
yes,
point?
sir. Yes, sir.
Because I was literally making a simple point. I'm not here to be in the back and forth with that was bullshit. And what I'm saying is alleviate that bullshit. Let's let it go. Because right now he's got your energy somewhere, and the whole point of the room is for people to pick your brain. How can
Okay.
people pick your brain if your energy is in a high emotional state right now,
With all due
based off of
respect,
something,
brother, so let
based
me
off of
respond
somebody's
to you, right?
ill
So let me respond to
message?
you, right?
Right.
Because you intervened on me responding, but you never intervened while he was going off on
I
his
was down in the
diatribe. You
That
audience.
never.
part.
Hold
I was
on,
down
hold
in the
on.
That
Let me
audience.
part.
finish.
Personal
Sorry,
Let me
Zaza.
finish. Let
space.
me
Sorry,
finish.
Wrong.
Let me
Zaza.
finish. Let me finish. Right. The time for you to come through with the let's stay on a positive vibration. The time for you to do that was when he
Right.
was
And I was
actually
raising
going
my
off and
hand to
talking
get up
about.
here to say something.
Okay, but hear me out, right? Because this happens a lot of time. I am of sound mind and body. I'm a lioness. So every now and then the lioness comes out
Right.
in me. But please don't misunderstand that to
I'm
think
not.
that I'm somehow but you're not letting me finish. Just let me make my
Yes,
point,
ma'am.
right? Sometimes heads got to get chopped off. And we're in a position as a culture where there's too much shit happening in our communities and ain't nobody chopping off heads. So he sounds like a woman abuser to
Yeah,
me.
a womanizer.
Yep.
And I'm not saying
Yep.
that. So that's what I'm
You
saying.
do.
So that type of shit is happening somewhere in our communities right now, where some woman is getting hands put on her and getting beat to a pulp, and everybody is stepping back and saying, let's not get involved in that. That's her problem. So there's this whole culture now. Everybody's in limbo. We're watching the disrespect. We're watching women get disrespected. This man said pussy and bitch 10 times. Not one man
Nobody
jumped
said
into the
nothing. Right.
conversation and stopped
Nobody.
it.
No,
I
Right?
did.
not one.
So please, with all due respect, to intervene now and somehow put
I got
the
that.
gauge on me when the fire is on. If the fire is turned up, then now the fire is turned up,
Right.
right? And I'm okay. We're gonna bring it down. I don't want you to misunderstand me, but what I need you to understand is your lack of input, not just you, but all the men on this line. The lack of jumping in and stopping that from escalating it to this point is the real issue, not the fact that I'm responding right now.
That part.
People do
Zaza.
that to me all the time. Don't respond. They're just trolls. No, these are real people that live in the world that are on this bullshit, and it has to
Right.
stop.
I'm
Right.
glad you
And that's
responded,
not what I'm
Zaza. I'm
saying.
perfectly
What I'm
glad about
saying
that.
is you let the fire out. The fire was put in place where it needed to be. And my apologies for not being able to come on stage soon enough to actually speak up. Cause I was when I heard the shit, I raised my hand immediately. I'm not for that type of shit. That's a high level disrespect. That's unnecessary, especially when women are begging and pleading with you to stop the way you're conversing.
Right.
So I totally understand, but that fire that you had was placed where it needs to be. You put the fire on his ass. He ran. All right, now let's cool. Let's
But
try to do
Zaza,
this.
you're actually
That's all
keeping
I'm saying.
but you're actually keeping the conversation going though when you do that,
Okay.
right?
That's not.
So I said what I needed to say, and I addressed what I needed to address. By you coming back and saying let's not address that anymore is actually keeping it alive. What I need for you to do as a man is to back me up and to thank me for being
I
able to
thank you.
stand up for
Yeah.
myself
that's
and
what I
to
was about to tell
hold
you,
on.
Zaza.
I need you to be able to thank me for standing up for myself and for representing the other women on the line. That's it. I know how to bring the fire down. I'm not new to this, but I've never actually been on a call and had somebody be that disrespectful like that. So what I would have loved for you to do before you addressed me was to actually address him. That's the thing that's missing.
Yo, Zaza,
Zaza,
can we
Zaza,
I
let me
build
think
say
upon
that
one
something
thing,
you
Zaza.
spoke?
This is key.
it
Let me
was
say
a
One
one
brother
thing,
second.
please.
trying to
Robin,
speak
one
up
One
for
mic,
mic.
please. One
everybody to
mic,
speak
please.
One
up.
mic. One
It
mic.
Can I
was a
say
brother
One
something?
trying
second.
to
One
speak
second. One
up.
mic on the top. I just
I
came
want to
back
build with
in. Let's
Zaza
just
after
try to have
whoever's
some
speaking.
organization.
Take it
Zaza
back
just
to
said
God.
something that she was experiencing. Let's kind of give some breath to that. Who was she responding to? Maybe they can
Okay.
respond back to
Also,
her.
let me say something before anyone goes ahead. The thing too is like, see, I'm coming from a point of view where I'm familiar with both people, right? Zaza and Hassan. And and I think some people who frequent here is familiar with Hassan Campbell, right? So there's a certain energy that he always brings. This is nothing new under the sun when it comes to him. So I'm not excusing by any means his the language that he chose or anything like that. But there are, you know, when people come with a certain energy and they speak a certain way and whatnot, I think how we were talking about earlier, and Zaza, you were speaking to this, like in that frequency of love, right? We have to understand that it's coming out of like a certain aspect of pain and trauma, right? So just keep that in mind, y'all. When we're dealing with each other, we also have to have some sort of understanding, right? And then Zaza, if you know Zaza, the thing that makes Zaza great is she's not just gonna give it sweet. She's gonna come with that Scorpio
Straight
stinger.
shit about that
You
life.
feel me? But that's that warrior energy, right? So ultimately, though, as an observer, what I gathered, I don't think the brother was coming his message. He was still striving to say of like, majority of people are off the wrong track, like on the wrong track, just like what we've been talking about, right? So sometimes we gotta just take the best part and leave the poor part alone. But that's just how I see it.
But
Malika,
it wouldn't
let
land.
me say something, Zaz. I want to say one thing real quick. So here's an observation. What I noticed that you did, Zaza, and this is maybe that's why I say we're both Scorpios, is you didn't immediately respond. You let him kind of say whatever he was saying, and then you put him in his place. And I guarantee you that he will never, ever in the room that you're in attempt to do that because he knows and he's now aware. So as a man, just so you understand the confidence that I have in women, we're not in the streets fighting physically. That's something different. I already knew that Zaza was capable of taking care of that and handling that. And so I need to step back and let her do that. This is not him. So you guys may have a different perspective of
No,
me.
no, no,
No,
no,
no, no,
no,
wait,
no.
hold up, hold up.
The
Let me
man
finish.
was
Let
No,
me
he's
finish.
speaking.
right.
Let me finish.
He's
Let me
right.
finish my point. Let me finish. This is how I am with people in my circle, my family, my older female cousins. I got a lot of inspiration from them. Even why I was so great in athletics. The best athletes in my family were the women. Here's what I'm saying. I'm not going to race a race that I know you can win. Okay? That's almost disrespectful. I sat back as well listening. And what she did was perfect. The timing of it and the way she addressed it. And I couldn't have said anything better. It's not about, make sure we clear, it's not about, because if you know me, it's not about anyone being afraid of any of Hassan or anyone. He said what he said, he was out of line, but she handled it. And that's the remarkable point of it.
She
As
should
a
have had
man,
some.
you always stand in front of a woman. Yes, you
If
allow a
we're in the
woman to
streets
voice her
fighting, that's
opinion,
one thing. But
express
there's
yourself.
nothing I need to
But
say at that moment. Everything is timing.
but hear
There's
me
nothing
out,
I need to
brother.
say
Hear
at
me
that
out.
time.
Like I let you hear you out. As a
It's
man is
getting
giving
Yeah,
a woman a
weird.
yeah.
space to express herself, right? But he must always be standing in front of her to take whatever blow may come her way.
Wait, wait,
He
wait,
is the
wait, 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 wait.
protector.
One mic, one mic, real quick. My bad. I was on the phone. So let me ask y'all. Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all, you saying a woman is taking a blow? Is it y'all mad because y'all heard the word bitch, or is y'all feel like the bitch was directed at y'all directly?
I
Or
Well,
just
he
is
felt
kept
like
are y'all
he
mad
saying
at
was
the
just
way?
every.
twist the
Hold
word
on,
He was speaking in
Hocus.
general.
hold on, bro. You're not a female, bro. Y'all feel like he was talking to you directly. He called you a bitch directly.
No,
He said he was
Or
talking
was
to
he
No.
Well, I have
speaking in
everybody.
something to
general and
say
he's
about that.
saying, and y'all didn't like his energy and he's using the word bitch and saying other thing because he wasn't talking to anybody directly and saying you a bitch. He was trying to get
Well,
back in
no.
space
Then
to
he
actually,
come
blamed older
apologize.
women.
so actually, if I come on the show and I'm talking for 2 hours straight and I'm talking about science and information, I'm philosophizing basically on this whole entire interview, and then somebody comes on and says, "Fuck all you ain't you fuck that scholarly shit, fuck all that philosophy shit." Yeah, that's a direct blow and a direct level of disrespect. Not only that, but then the whole idea that the number one problem in our community has anything to do with specifically only women or men, that is a complete disrespect and insult. I've cursed several times since I've been on this show. So for me, it's not the conversation, the language per se, but when every bitch, pussy, bitch, pussy, bitch, pussy, like, come on now, this is not kindergarten. I thought we were having an actual intellectual conversation, right? So to heal off, to roll off all of those profanities towards women, but then not turn around and hold men accountable at all. Yeah, there's some very, childish antics, so to speak, and it's not appreciated. And it's very disrespectful to me as far as how the men in the room that are representing themselves, like a savage came in a room amongst kings and turned the whole vibration upside down, and now we're arguing about whether, all of the semantics, the whole energy and frequency of the conversation has changed. That's why I say two opposing frequencies can't occupy the same space at the same time. So when God is present, and when the devil, or when that demonic frequency and energy comes, why am I saying that? Because look at what it did to the room. It's not rocket science.
I agree.
It's
I
definitely
agree.
Right.
not like
For
that.
Because it's the
me,
initiative
Excuse
you
me.
had to
so
take.
Excuse
for
me.
me,
Excuse
it was
me.
Guys,
the
let the
Excuse
mic
language.
me.
breathe. One
Excuse
mic.
me.
I just wanted
Hi,
to answer the
Excuse
Oh my
me.
God,
question.
one
One
mic.
mic
Excuse
on one
me.
that, please. One mic on one
Excuse
that,
hello.
please.
me.
Hi, beautiful
Excuse me.
people.
Excuse me. I happen to agree with Zaza. From the moment that he came on, the energy just took a different shift. And then it continued to decline in regards to, it wasn't just we've all heard certain words before, but it was the aggression, it was the energy behind them. It was I felt the trauma. And then it was very negative towards women. And it made it a divide when we're trying to be high vibrational and speak to all of these different things this evening. And then you didn't want to land. It's
That
like
part.
he wanted to come in and he wanted to teach. And that's not what was happening right here at all this evening. We do have a guest. And so, yes, for me, it was very offensive and it was enough. And it continued on. And that's why I'm like, hey, hold on, this is enough. Okay. And then he didn't want to allow anybody to even redirect anything. So, yes. It wasn't just about a curse word or that we specifically thought he was speaking to us, because I know he wasn't talking to me. I rebuke all of that negativity.
Right.
And then it was the fact that when you were trying to redirect it, Ronita, and you said, like, we have a guest, he was even more disrespectful and said, oh,
Exactly.
well, I'm the guest. I'm a guest here. So it
Right.
was just like, how long were you even in the room for to see how we were
Right.
vibing?
For me, it's the language, right? And I'm kind of happy it happened, right? We could use that situation as a learning experience, because there are men on this stage and the men had a lot to say after the fact. But for me, it's the language, right? It wasn't just bitch. And, he was like describing, like, oh, when bitches open their legs and their pussies,
Right.
talking about how women are giving birth to demons. Like,
Right.
he really took it to a whole, like, the energy, just like the goddess Zaza said. Um, it just can't occupy in the same space, because it's like it went from one frequency to the total
It
opposite.
was
It
divisive.
was
It was
very
very divisive.
divisive, very
And I'm not
divisive,
saying he
and
Not
wasn't.
all men ready to speak
Yo, I
afterwards. Let's
literally
just
feel
say
like I'm
I wish
about
we
to
could
fight. Like
move
my
on.
adrenaline is going.
well,
That's where his
that's not
That's why
frequency
I
good.
is
wasn't like,
at.
is this supposed to
That's the
Me
happen?
energy
too.
he had that's on.
Peace,
Like I want to
It's
people.
kick him in
crazy
his
how
nuts,
Could
it's
I
yo.
crazy how
respond?
but
that's
Could
the
but
I?
you shouldn't
case.
want to
You
fight
don't
But
know
it's
you're supposed
now.
men
to
that's
give up
sitting here on the
Respectfully, you
stage that
should have
didn't
But
even
wanted to
step up and
fight.
say
One
nothing when it was
mic,
going
one
on.
mic. Can't hear you,
Right.
Like
Scores. What are you saying,
it's
Scores?
it's crazy how we sitting here still giving energy to the bullshit, because that's what we're doing. We're giving energy
That's
to
a
the
fact.
bullshit that somebody came on stage and transgressed, and it's men now saying how they feel about the situation, but you had all ample opportunity to step up and stop the shit then.
Right.
So it becomes a situation
Facts.
where it's like we constantly giving energy to the bullshit. Like, when are we gonna stop with the bullshit and keep it a buck? So I thank all y'all for having the conversation, because sometimes the conversation is needed. But at the same time, we got to elevate ourselves and see past somebody's trap to get us into some bullshit ass energy
That's a
yeah,
and
but
fact.
continue
but
to
yeah,
negate that shit.
They
I
Because
were
at the
agree
trying
end
to
of
with
the
that.
stop
day,
him.
y'all was on some
Brother
high
Natiro,
vibrational shit, and now we talking about
But
Natiru,
here's
bullshit.
the thing. She is the
but Brother
guest.
Natiru
Her
tried to
name
stop it. I
is
just,
at the
people didn't
top.
hear him.
Her name is at the top of the room.
Right.
You don't invite somebody into your
Mm.
house and then operate with them in that kind of way.
Right.
And I'm the kind of person that, and the one thing about Ellie is also a moderator. Shout out to Ellie. How he used to run his rooms when I moderated it. You cannot weaponize the green bean. Just because you have the green
Yeah,
bean,
that's what
you
he
are
said.
supposed to land. And what I'm saying is, he could have had his perspective, did all that cussing, whatever he wanted, but he could have closed. And when someone else with a green bean tried to remind him that his time was up, he flipped it. And her name is at the top of the room. She is the guest speaker. It's in all things there must be order.
Right.
And that
Right.
was not order. And he came in with a very much, it was his own perspective on life, which is, I didn't feel like he was talking to me because I was like, you're not talking to me because that's not my reality. And I do agree that that's somebody's reality, but it's not mine. So the way he was doing it was very much all of y'all in here. And when you do that,
That's a lie.
it can trigger. Well, somebody asked them who got kicked off the stage prior. See, you didn't
He
recognize
definitely
that
said all
somebody
of
got
that. He's
kicked off the
definitely said
stage
all of y'all.
first. And the lady asked him, she said, "Who are you talking to?" And he said, "All of y'all." That's why you asking, "Who am I
No,
talking
he
to?"
said
All of
he
y'all.
said he said if something like if it stings, then it's like
But
it
that wasn't right because she
that
was
wasn't
He's
right at
here.
addressing.
Let's
all.
ask him.
She
I
Yeah,
she
just
he was
want to say
said,
really
"Who are
quick,
y'all
hold on,
talking
Can
to?"
we
And then
do
y'all
one
kicked
mic,
one
her
please?
second.
down.
Yo, she was
I was
speaking,
just trying to
dog. Why y'all
land.
talking over her? Let her
I
Okay,
was just
speak.
simply
let the sister
saying,
land.
once you start seeing, just because you have the green beam does not mean that you don't have to follow certain rules. And off the strength, let's keep it real 100. Her name is at the top of this room. That's inappropriate. I don't care who you are. If someone is the guest, land your plane, say what you have to say. No one says that everything you have to say people need to agree with it, but you could have told you it was able to see that the energy was off because immediately the woman who had been on the stage, she was a little talkative. Somebody got kicked off the darn stage because it was rubbing people the wrong way. His trauma was rubbing other people's trauma. And what I'm saying is the energy was off. Now I agree with you. What's your name under me? I'm sorry, Scores. But what I'm saying is you had to let her complete her fire. She came with her fire, her lioness energy. Let her come down on her own. I respect everything you were saying. You was right. But because I know I'm like that. If I'm fired up, don't
You're
tell
talking
me
in
to stop.
circles.
Let me stop on my own. And then we can move on. She is the head of this room. Let her stop when she's ready because she's got that cover. She's demonstrated that. He didn't
You right.
demonstrate that.
You on repeat
I'm
tonight.
over. Thank
You
you.
right.
Can I speak really
And to
quick?
be honest with
Hi,
you,
it's Tiffany down
can I just say quickly, you are
Sure.
100% right. I shouldn't have jumped in when I did. It's a time and place for everything, and my timing was off. And I just wanted, like, my thing is, I want to get our energy back to what the whole focal point of what it is. It's about picking her brain. So how can we continue to pick her brain if we on something that's not there?
You right.
So if I can ask a question, how can I find some of your authorship, Zaza?
Right.
My
So think.
authorship?
Okay, I just want to say something really quickly, and I'm gonna let it go back. Zaza, thank you so much. I just want to offer you an apology for being. I'm a member of this club. I come to this club all the time. I apologize that you had to experience that, and I apologize to any of the women that had to experience that long rant of negativity. Um, Thank you for bringing your scholarship. Thank you for bringing your philosophy to this room. I have so much gratitude for what you had shared. And yes, to the Scores, I love you to death. But if people have something and they're going through it, sometimes they need to talk it out and they'll get to where they need to be, the frequency where they need to be when they get there. We can't just say, hey, go back down to this
Because
frequency.
it was
It's,
a lesson in that. She was teaching in that. She
right.
was
Yeah.
teaching how
Okay,
you
Let me
manage
okay.
get it.
Let
Yeah,
that
her
type of
let me say
energy.
land.
something
Let
real
her
quick.
Yes,
land.
I'm just
Nobody
gonna say this and
interrupted
I'm gonna
you.
land and go back to the audience. You know, I'm giving gratitude to you, Zaza. I wish some of the men would have jumped in and defended us, because it wasn't just towards you; it was towards most women up here because it was it was dictated towards the women. It wasn't dictated towards people in general, and he had no one that he was speaking to specifically, so he shouldn't have been coming with that type of energy. He should have been honored and be grateful to be
We
in the presence
did.
of a queen. So I appreciate you.
Thank you so much, and I'm gonna go back down to the audience. I'm done
Can
speaking.
I speak real
All right,
What
quick?
I
much
do
I'm
is
You
love.
guys
sorry.
are
Hey,
I was in
y'all
the
is
Hold,
on
audience
repeat.
watching the
let
whole
me
Hold on one
say
second,
something,
y'all.
you
and
guys.
I saw
Hold
what
on,
was
hold
happening. But
hold on one second, y'all.
God,
Hey, this Omar. Hold on.
One.
Hey,
oh,
Hassan, you back, brother?
Yeah, they
Hassan,
keep
you back?
muting me.
Yeah, um, I got a question for you. I'm glad you came back, brother. Do you feel like? Let me ask you this: what was your intention behind the message that you was
Thank you.
giving prior?
That's the whole key. What you said. What was my intentions? Right now, let me make something clear. Right, like, cause I don't, and I'm not trying to understand weak people. What I'm saying is that I got a good woman at home. Right? Listen, no,
Hold
no,
on,
no, no.
y'all.
I
Omar,
ain't
Let
are
me
we
even.
really
I
gonna
let
haven't.
me
I
do this,
haven't
go
got
back and
Omar?
started
forth
yet.
real
she
quick, y'all.
doing?
I
Don't stop.
haven't
Mute
got
up, y'all.
started yet, and I ain't called nobody a name. I have a good woman at home
So
that
why you
has,
speaking to so many
right,
women?
Lord bless her
right.
heart. Get on with
Listen,
your
listen,
you're
life.
not
listen.
a mod.
Yo,
Shut the fuck up.
like,
You?
why am I talking? Why am I talking and somebody else is talking? I didn't cut
No,
nobody
Hassan,
else off.
You were breaking up at first a little bit, so people thought you stopped. So go ahead, go ahead.
All right. So what I'm saying is, right, I got a good wife at home that raises her children, that has a second master's, right, that does what she's supposed to do. So I know the difference between a woman and a bitch. When I address and I use titles like that, some women addresses themselves as like the same way a man will say, "I'm a real nigga." A woman will call herself a bad bitch or a bitch. And then some women address themselves as such as woman. When I address a room with women and men, and we all know that there's different categories, and you decide to take something personal, that's your problem. That's for one. For two, if I had a time limit, if somebody made me understand that I was on a time limit, I respect my time limit. The problem is that some people don't like to be outshined with the truth. And that's where the ignorance come in. And this is why a lot of men just said, you know what, I ain't gonna say nothing, I'm gonna be quiet. Because the reality of it is that everybody's a scholar until it comes to their own household. When it comes to Zaza Ali, I know personal things about her that they put on the internet. I never attacked that woman, her lifestyle or what she do, her message. I never brought up anything negative about that woman. I never said anything directly to her. So when people feel the need to sit up there and defend her, I don't even understand that. And I'm not. That's not where my focus is at. My focus is what I'm sick and tired of is people deflecting on the real things that's going on in the black community. A woman cannot pick and choose her mate, her soul mate. You can't even pick and choose, right? A man that will love your children, but you're going to sit up there and lead the rest of the goddamn country to the promised land? No, it doesn't work like that. If you cannot pick a man that will actually hug your children, like, hey, this man is going to be there during, even though I'm not going to deal with you, I'm going to be there for birthdays and hospital visits and making decisions on whether my child going to get the first set of vaccines or not. If you cannot pick a man for that, then how are you going to lead a nation?
What makes you think there's women
I'm
on the
not
Hold,
line
hold,
that
hold
are
on,
dealing
hold on,
with that
y'all.
type of
Hold on, hold
stuff?
on. Let him
yeah.
finish, and then I want to address what the brother's saying.
Hey, hold on.
Go ahead,
I'm
brother.
making. I'm
But
listen.
can we
What,
hear
If you,
Zaza speak? Because
hold on,
that's why
y'all.
we're
Zaza
all
can.
here.
hold
Listen.
Hold on,
on.
y'all.
Zaza can
I'm gonna
speak.
stop booting y'all, man.
Y'all
Real talk. Come on, y'all.
disrespectful.
Now finish, brother, because I want to address something that you
The
said. Go ahead.
crazy part about it is like, yo, y'all being disrespectful. Zaza have the whole floor, the whole floor. But the reality, I'm not here. No disrespect, but I'm not here to the pussy pander. I'm here to make people understand where we are going wrong in this country. I'm not here to pussy pander. I'm not looking to get no ass. I want people to understand that our children are being raised wrong because the woman are sitting up there and they're not picking the right men to father their children. And then the scapegoat becomes Christianity and Islam and other religions. No, it's your ignorance. And that's the bottom line to it. People don't want to face the real problem in America. Right now, nobody's practicing religion like that. And even the pastors that's practicing religion, all they doing is getting that 501c3 and robbing the church members of their money. The pastors is not coming out into the streets to save the children. The
Talk
imams
about it.
are not finished. The imams is not coming outside into the streets to save the children. The women are too busy chasing the next nigga and complaining when shit go wrong. They sitting up there talking about, oh, I had to do this all by myself. No, you had 67 niggas while you was raising that kid, and that's your fail mechanism. I did it by myself. No, you kept on posting new niggas on social media every other fucking 6 months. He was a new nigga until you died. Then you want to blame the black man for you not sitting up there being woman enough to raise your goddamn children.
This is getting
You
weird.
have women, you have women out there, good black strong women that's putting their kids through college and everything else
Yes.
by themselves. And then you got these fucking moping ass everybody using everybody's getting rich off of black people's pain. Black people pain has become the new fucking hustle. And nobody wants to address the number one problem. The number one problem in the black community is man, woman, and child. And if you can't keep your household in order, where you can't keep a man in your house, and you can't keep you can't raise, because everybody's gonna go through trials and tribulations. But if you can't keep a man in your house and you can't raise your children, man, woman, and child, how the fuck you gonna lead a nation? Shut the fuck up. Thank you. I'm done.
Hey, all
Yo,
right.
Hassan, can I say
Hold
something
on.
real fast?
Nah,
I'll be
Hold
quick.
on,
nah,
Who
You
you
hold
know,
on.
speaking
with
to?
no,
Who you
Leave
speaking
it
to?
no.
to
Hold
Omar.
He
on.
trying to
Omar is
Hold on,
building in
y'all.
the queue.
Hold on, y'all.
So
Let me
was it direct
let me address the
to
brother real quick.
Zaza?
Hold on,
Oh,
Queen.
no.
Hey, Zaza, let me address what the brother said real
Pardon
quick.
me. Yes, yes, please.
Yeah, yeah.
Hold
Uh,
up.
ho-
Maybe we should
No,
get
no,
Professor Grip.
no,
Maybe
no,
maybe
no,
we should get
no,
Professor Grip up
no,
here.
no,
'Cause
sir.
what's
Please
so
hold the line. Hold the line. You
so let's do
landed.
this. All right, let's get it, y'all. So brother, the problem with the message, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And if the intent is to lead a nation to speak life into people, that's not the way you do it. So for example, like you have some sisters who operate in promiscuity, but it may not be based on what you described. It may be based on sexual trauma. You have people in our community who have been victimized and abused physically, mentally, spiritually. And when those predators abuse those innocent victims, they didn't know how to cleanse from that energy. They became one with that energy. Those vibrations were left inside of them and they became one with those vibrations. And so you have people who don't know about the spirit realm and how the body works, and they're basically mimicking certain energies. And when they hear a message coming from you, brother, with your platform or your voice, what it does is it activates that rebellious energy. And it can it activates them in a
Yeah,
way
you kicked them off the
where
room,
they
yo.
where they continue that cycle. So it's also it's counterproductive. It's not you have to speak, you have to tap into like grace. People when you're dealing with our sisters, a lot of sisters have been traumatized, victimized, brutalized, right? So
I
they
think he
want to
left for one.
they want to feel protected.
Somebody booed him out.
The message still needs to be said. Be quiet, y'all. Like
Yeah,
it's for
y'all
the
keep
people
y'all
and
keep.
audiences. It's not. Let him finish.
Yeah, if he, I mean, I can continue to cook, but I wanted to address him. It's a way you do things. We don't have to argue, but we can correct through love and righteousness. You know what I mean, and authority. But no, I just wanted to speak to the brother, and
He's back in the room. He's
all right,
back.
Hassan, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here, brother. What I
Yeah,
would say
yeah.
to that is like
Let me
if a
just finish
woman
though,
is
Let's
real quick
listen,
though.
listen.
Yeah, let me
if
just
a,
finish.
if, if,
Let's
if a woman
Let
is
me
listen.
just
Let's
broken,
let me
listen.
finish though, brother. So what I'm saying though, brother, is that when you have people who have been traumatized, right, and it's a generational thing, you have to speak life and teach people the value of their body and their mind and their soul, their spirit, to a point where they fall in love with themselves, to a point where they change their lifestyle if you feel that their lifestyle is destructive. So when you hear sisters crying and you can hear them, you can feel the hurt, and they're saying stop, stop, and you continue. That's no different than the abusers in our community. You know,
It's like people shouldn't feel that you have no regard for life, and so we got to tap into our righteousness, our humanity. You know what I mean? Our leadership has to be on point when it comes to leading. We can't have broken people trying to heal broken people. So like when somebody's speaking, people shouldn't hear hatred and trauma and pain and misery, right? People should feel like, man, I like that brother, man. That brother inspired me to change my life. Man, that brother, I need to get his book. I need to pay him to consult. That's how people should feel. If everybody's feeling like they're a punching bag, then that means that you as a leader, you're not doing your job. Your job as a leader is to create other leaders. Your job as a leader is to speak life into other people, make them feel good about themselves, right? Not kick them when they're down. Everybody has a different story. Some people do what they do based on certain things that they don't have the remedy for. And it's up to you as a leader to get them the remedy so they can change from their ways. So I think that and it's nothing wrong with somebody being passionate and tapping into that warrior energy, but when it's coming off like you're trying to tear down people and you're trying to destroy people and assassinate people, then you're no different than the enemy. And so I don't want to be long-winded. I want to see how you feel about what I said so far, and then I want to have a good build for the people so we can change the energy and get back to the proper path.
Well, I'm gonna say, when we having an adult conversation and I didn't put a name on anybody, how could I attack anybody? That's for one. There was nobody was attacked, but then again, I guess there was because
You sound
it's
muffled,
like,
bro.
Yeah, you
Like your
sound
mic.
muffled, bro.
all right.
Big.
So again, like, how am I attacking somebody when I never addressed anybody per se? But I say, fuck it, I'm gonna go along with your narrative, right? So if everybody could get away with murder in the black community, then why not just take 30, 40,000 dollars, go get me a couple of kilos, go get me a couple of guns, and have the kids shoot up everything too. And when I have the kids in the community killing the community, and I abandon my kids and not raise my kids, don't say nothing to me, don't check me, just let me be an ignorant nigga like everybody else. This is what we're doing in the black community. I'm not with that no more. This is why, like, the evil is spreading, even in middle class areas, right? You have gang culture, deaf culture. Every deaf culture is spreading. You got mothers that done moved out of the hood, kids getting caught up with hood mentalities and dying because nobody wants to face the truth. Everybody want to walk around and act like they shit don't stink, and I'm not with that. I know what plagues our community. Do you know what it feels like to be a grown in the African American community, and you feel death on one side and jail on the other side? Because if you pull a gun on your waist to protect yourself, you have to deal with the cameras and the technology and the police. On the other hand, if you don't pull the gun, you got to worry about your family carrying you in a casket, all because you have some fucking lazy bitch. And not all black woman or woman period is titled that nasty title, because you got some motherfucking female that does not want to tend to her children, and then when her children kills at least three or four other children in the community, it's not my baby, he's a good boy. I'm
Shoot
not
the
with
dead.
I'm not, listen, I'm not, and see, this is the shit that I'm trying to address. Everybody wants to be a scholar. But if the rest of the community is on an elementary school level, then you're failing. You cannot teach college level. You can't. They had a TV show that was called "Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?" If you're not smarter than a fifth grader, how you going to teach the first grade? Or rather the fifth grade. If you on a fifth grade level and everybody is on a first grade level, this is the shit that people are trying to evade and get away from. You want to teach me about the pyramids. You want to teach me about Project Bluebeam. You want to teach me about different planets. You want to teach me about the Dogon tribe. But the rest of the community is stuck on an ABC level. This is where you get con artists. Teachers teach on the level where the children are at and where the adults is at. And most of the adults is dumber than the children. But when you sit up there and you say that, people get mad. because now you're not going along with they scam and they schemes. I'm not here to con anybody. My job is not to con you. My job is to wake you up and make you understand where your community is at, where your children at. If your children is the target of the government, why are we talking about everything else? Life is about man, woman, and child. And your child, your children, is the most important thing on this earth. The government has waged war on your children through technology, science, through everything that you can think of, every title, every word you could think of. And everybody else out here is sitting up there trying to get brown points for being smart. Like, no. Our kids is dying in the community. I don't have time for fakeness. The fathers don't give a damn because all they doing, most of the men out here right now, they get dressed, they get fly to go stand on street corners to impress other niggas to get
So
bitches.
why you not addressing them?
I lost like
Can
three
we hear from
brain
Zaza?
cells.
Like
Only three?
why you like
Girl, I
not
lost like 10.
why is it the women's
I don't give a fuck. I heard everything you said, and I like what you
Now
said.
y'all make a room
That
then.
part.
why are the
Yeah,
men not
he
addressing
wasn't
So
lying to
can I
that
So
speak?
though.
All right, all
long-winded.
right.
But
Okay.
he didn't
Hey,
lie
Good.
about anything. He was
hey,
Y'all,
hey,
absolutely correct
Hassan, I'm gonna be
About what,
real
the
though,
10
brother.
things you talked
You
about?
you
about
doing a lot of sneak
everything.
this, and I'm
Every
gonna be
word out of
real.
his mouth was
Man,
correct.
thank you.
Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna be real. You doing a lot of sneak this, and if the sister was cooking for 2 hours and she broke down religion and broke down this, and you came in tearing down religion, you got people in this room. You got a brother who shared his story, beautiful story. He was in religion. He came out of religion, but when he was in religion, that religion helped him overcome suicide. So you have people like that where they have a story.
Hold
So
up, brother. I never hold up, brother. I
yeah,
never heard these
yeah,
stories. How am I sneak different
yeah.
dissing if I never even
No, no,
heard
but
their
here,
stories? I
where
no,
the
never
no,
fuck
heard.
You
no,
called her
no.
a
But what
scammer.
I'm saying,
Yo, hear him out. Hear him out.
hold
I
on, y'all.
never
But
heard
what
they
I'm saying,
cutting me
brother,
off.
no, yeah, yeah. No,
I
what I'm saying,
never
Man,
brother,
let him
heard these
speak.
stories.
it's not his
yeah,
turn.
yeah, yeah.
It
So what
was
I'm
my
saying,
turn. Y'all
brother,
cut me
It
off.
is his
okay, well
turn.
you stop
yeah,
talking.
But y'all cut me off.
You
How
stop
am
One
I?
mic. One mic.
Okay, listen,
Yeah.
hold on,
I,
hold on.
You
If
one
this
mic.
cut
was
me
This
my
is
off.
seventh
hold
hunt
on,
and shrimp
Yeah,
keeper would have
y'all
called
doing it
us.
wrong, bro.
hold
You chill.
Hold on.
on, hold
Y'all
on.
cut me
Okay,
off.
hold
One mic
on.
gonna wind that
This is
down.
how this is how this is going to go, okay? What's not going to happen is it's not going to be a whole long drawn out build. A build has to go back and forth. So that means you have to land in order for the other person to go ahead and build with you. He asked you a question for you to go ahead and answer the question, and then now he's speaking, so you allow him to speak, and then you can speak again. Okay, that's
No,
how
we
that's how
got
we're
we gonna
going.
get the floor back to Zaza at some point. We gotta get
I
back to
Yes,
mean,
Zaza.
I
I would love to
yeah.
be able to say something. That would be
But
wonderful.
uh,
Because we didn't took it all the way,
10
somewhere
places.
else. But go ahead, Omar, and then we'll go ahead and go to Zaza then. That's what's up.
yeah, yeah. So nah, brother, I'm just saying, as when we moving in that masculine energy, if we feel a certain way, you have to be direct. But
That's
it
masculine.
doesn't, it doesn't do the room any justice if it's like it comes off like you taking shots or you saying things that are counteracting what somebody said prior that's being highlighted
Yeah,
in the
it's real
room. That's not operating within that masculine power.
real
That's just how I feel. So I feel that if you have something to say, just say it, but don't sneak this because it just what I mean. Everything the sister said, you said it in a different way, and that's where all the contention came from. You know what I mean? I'm just being real. So, let's just, we don't have to, however you feel, how you feel, but let's not, if the sister's giving good information to the people, they can liberate the minds of the people. You don't want to come in and divert that energy because it's the same thing that the enemy is doing. You know what I mean? It ain't helping us. You know what I mean? It's just, we know that. We know we at war. We know our people doing what they shouldn't be doing, right? But to tear them down, how is that helping us? So if we're talking about solutions, right? And somebody's just saying, I'm gonna point out the obvious. How is that helping us? So I just want you to, focus on that, and then you will see why we're having this discussion. But I'm gonna let you respond. I'm gonna fall back and then let the sister,
I
do her
mean,
thing.
I mean, so he gonna
Listen,
respond again?
I'm
No,
gonna keep it. I'm
no.
gonna
We
keep it
can go
simple.
ahead and
I
go,
mean,
I'm gonna
we
keep it
Zaza.
turned this
simple.
show into his show. I mean,
The
Right.
can we
floor,
get
And
back to
it's
the
Y'all
not
hate
sister?
his
accountability.
turn.
Man,
It's
Can
y'all
we
not
hate
get
his
back to the
accountability
turn.
sister?
that
All
one
much.
right,
mic.
You
yo,
just want to hear him
Fucked
talk.
up the
y'all,
the
y'all,
the
frequency,
floor
man.
Hold
was
on.
supposed to be mine.
No,
Now
sir.
let
And
the
I'm gonna
brother
Not by
and I,
respond, and then let the
the floor was
sister
supposed to be mine, and I'm
uh,
gonna keep it
No
simple.
more
answer the brother.
If
capping, please.
hold
Let's
on,
stop the
one mic,
cap.
real quick.
stay
One
on
mic on me.
Stop
One
topic.
the
mic on me.
cap.
We could stay on topic, but look, I just want to say this, right? Omar addressed him, let him respond. Highs, just try to keep it short for me. He was here only 10 minutes before he started talking, so he didn't hear the whole
Then why are you
thing with the
talking?
religion thing and all that. Just to stay there. Wait, what happened? What happened? Who was that?
Don't be a pussy now.
Yeah, who
Chill
was that?
out, yo. The person said, then why was he talking? And
Yeah,
he,
who said
I
it?
kind of agree. He should have just fell back and listened to what was going on before he jumped in with all of that. But I wasn't the one who said it. But if I did, I would definitely have owned
He
it.
asked who said
So
it.
It ain't even what they said. Is that
I heard what
they
he
talking
said.
while I'm talking. This is my room. Who wants to be rude to me? Like I haven't even been talking. I'm just chilling.
I agree.
Just let him respond shortly, and then Zaza take over the whole room. The room is yours after that. If anybody talk while Zaza talk, just they going to the goo. So go ahead, I respond to him. Just try to keep it short for me, bro.
Listen, I'm gonna make this simple. Like first and foremost,
You muffled. You muffled. You muffled.
Oh, we can't hear you, brother.
You can't hear you, bro.
I don't
Maybe
know
a
why.
There you
sign.
go. There you go.
Oh
Yeah, you
God.
good.
Listen,
You capping.
when here we go again, the
Who
disrespect.
was that? Why y'all niggas doing
Bro,
this? Like,
if
what's
the
going
next
on?
person that unmics, you're going to the
Yeah,
audience.
yeah. Send him to the goo, please. Somebody just watch the audience while he talk. Go ahead, bro.
My whole thing is like this, right? What I say, I didn't even hear most of the conversation that people were saying when I'm taking shots. I didn't hear none of y'all speaking. I'm only going off only maybe 2 or 3 minutes of what I heard. And the reality of it is, I'm only addressing things based off of what I'm seeing in the community. I'm in the hellfire. I'm dealing with some of the worst things that's going on in the community. So when I speak, it's not an attack on anybody. Some of the things that I'm saying in this room goes against myself. I made some of the same mistakes that I'm attacking. So when you saying I'm taking shots at myself. But if you cannot take the sting, or you cannot, if the shoe fit, wear it. In order for us, rich people pay for constructive criticism so they can be better at life. Poor people get in their feelings and cut their friends off because they don't want to hear the truth. That's the reality of it. If I offended anybody in this room, it wasn't a personal attack on anybody. It's basically an attack on the lifestyles that we're living and the main root of evil and the problems that we're dealing with: man, women, and child. Bottom line to it is, how I feel, religion, nobody practice that shit no more. Right now, they're practicing drill music. They're practicing deaf culture. If the children are the future, why we are not addressing them? Why is adults kissing adult asses when the babies is out in the street dying? That's where I'm at, and I'm done. Peace and love to everybody in the room.
Hey, can I say something really quick?
No, I thought it was on Zaza
It's
Yeah,
on
next.
facts,
Zaza.
Zaza.
It's on Joe. Good looking, Haas. It's on Zaza. You there? There she go.
I'm here.
All right, Maj, do me a favor, please. If anybody on the stage try to talk while she talking, just snipe them. I ain't got time for this tonight.
Yeah, please. I would like to not be interrupted if that's possible. I don't mind confronting bullshit. And I think a lot of times, and it's very frustrating for me when people try to like tell me how to be me. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody spits in my face and then I turn around and I punch them in the mouth, you want to talk to me about punching them in the mouth, but you don't want to focus on the fact that they spit in my face, right? I'm talking literally, proverbially, right? So one of the problems, the reason why we as humanity are in the situation we're in right now is our inability to confront the darkness that's taking place on our planet, meaning black girls getting snatched off the streets in Brooklyn and in LA and in Oakland and in Detroit and in Dallas, and nobody doing a motherfucking thing about it. I'm talking about girls being put on the stroll by black men or getting snatched off the streets and sex trafficked across the country or around the world, and nobody saying or doing anything about it. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit that that dude is talking about. The right now over your head there are fleets of fucking airplanes emitting trillions of motherfucking nanoparticles over your head. Barium, strontium, aluminum, polymer fibers. You're breathing that shit in right now. Your air is poisoned. Your water is poisoned. These motherfuckers have inoculated over 4 billion people. 70% of this fucking country has been inoculated with mRNA motherfucking poison that is either going to kill them or genetically change them forever. All of you niggas online talking this high powered shit are being studied by artificial intelligence so they can construct the motherfucking quarantine camp that is capable of holding your personality and your specific needs. This shit you niggas are talking doesn't mean anything to me. I'm concerned about Charles Schwab and the motherfucking World Economic Forum. I'm concerned about Bill Gates releasing 750 million motherfucking mosquitoes in Florida last year while you niggas was in Magic City turning up. That goes for everybody that agreed with all of that retarded, game, goofy, lame ass shit that that dude just said. Now, let me calm myself down and come back into this and bring this into a spiritual space because y'all got me fucked up. I have spent the last 15 years of my life researching chemtrails, genetically modified food, vaccinations all up and down motherfucking Africa. I can tell you where all of the CDC headquarters are, all along the continent. While y'all walking around here talking about fucking African and black power. And these niggas are putting poison in your baby's arms every motherfucking day. 3-year-old children are dying from heart attacks from motherfucking vaccinations. Do you really think I give a fuck about any of this weak, low-minded motherfucking shit when the gravity of what is taking place on our planet right now? You can't go in a restaurant in Los Angeles without having a vaccination. What the fuck are y'all talking about? You can't get out of the country without either getting tested or getting a fucking vaccination. Stop telling me the military is coming to my door and tell me what you're gonna do about it. Studying and exposing great men but never becoming fucking great men. You niggas sitting back and listen to motherfucking YouTube scholars and ain't got a lick of fucking power. Don't fucking play with me. Now, so let me bring it back down because, oh my
Period.
God,
No, cut,
the
cut, cut, cut.
blatant disrespect to all of the women on the line. And then to be backing that shit up like he said something powerful. I agree with everything he said. He didn't say shit. What do you have to say about the fucking, the one shot has a billion fucking spike protein that goes into the body and coagulates in the arteries, that clogs up the blood arteries and the veins. People are dying from heart attacks. People are dying on the football field and on the basketball courts and on soccer fields. Women are having miscarriages. Women that haven't gotten the shot are having miscarriages. Your children are in this world. They're going to schools wearing fucking face masks and standing 6 feet apart like fucking robots. What the fuck are y'all talking about? Motherfucking court jesters playing a game in a real fucking man's world. Now tell me what's your response for chemtrails? What's your motherfucking remedy for the spike protein? For a technology that can go into a person's body and make them your enemy. You got people in your family that won't fuck with you because you won't take poison, and you turning up on me? The fuck out of here.
Facts. Hey,
Ooh,
can I say something really
can I
quick?
get an amen?
Damn, I wanted to double up.
Bars.
God damn it.
We
Ashe,
need to let that
sister,
breathe.
Eat
Ashe.
that shit up. She said, with a motherfucking
Slow
infrastructure,
down,
period.
Hey,
chief.
I just want to say something
I
really
don't
quick
think
though.
y'all really heard her,
That
yo.
part.
At
We
a
need to
I
let
don't
reasonable
think
that
focus, you
nobody
breathe.
gotta put
really
people
She
in
heard
left.
her.
place
Yeah.
She
first.
left, right? Right, one more.
If
Yeah,
this was a
I am. Yeah.
seminar, A lot of people will be
I am.
getting fired, man.
No, I want to say that she ate that up. I think that we need to sit that in for the people in the back. I'm glad the replays is on. Hocus, make sure you say that because I think that needs to be replayed. Wow.
Our sister left, y'all. Hold on a second. Our
She'll
sister
be back. She
left.
just had to, she was saying some powerful stuff. That was beautiful.
Yeah,
What
she
did she
Yeah,
said
I
say?
just wanted.
Powerful.
She's speaking
You
We
about
heard
the
what
all
the
know
fuck
house.
she
that.
Y'all,
said? She said,
y'all don't
There
she
was
know.
said,
nothing
Who
super
said
you heard
that?
what she
powerful about
said. She
that.
said, what you
Hassan was
gonna
talking
do
about real
when
life
Said
she
shit
everything we
real
said,
already
what
people.
heard.
power do you have when
Hold on,
when
what'd you
when you
say,
come
Rico?
knocking down? Where's your infrastructure? You heard what the fuck she said.
Hey,
Answer the question.
people,
Let me
Hold on,
say,
hold on.
kids
say
Rico, what'd
something
you say?
right
are
real quick.
saying that
Uh, uh, uh,
right now in our neighborhoods,
Where is your
people are being gunned
infrastructure?
down.
Answer the question.
People are being gunned down.
He's
This other
answering
stuff,
it.
yes,
Let
kills
Rico
you over
talk.
time, but we got
Where's your
actual murderers out
infrastructure?
here.
Yo, be quiet. Let him answer the question.
Who's who telling me to be quiet?
Snacks?
Yeah, and Rico told you too.
She's chill though. She's chill.
Girl.
Nah.
one mic, guy. Yeah, all right. Look, it's getting out of here. It's getting out of here. It's getting out of here. Listen,
Don't worry, they
listen. I
coming.
think that I think that they was coming from two different perspectives. Zaza was talking about. We just heard what she said. Haas was
Thank
talking
you.
about the kids in the streets that's being killed, which is another issue that has to be addressed. Is we wasn't on that frequency tonight, but I don't know how y'all look at it. That shit brought the fire out of her. I'm glad that this
Yo,
conversation
Hocus.
happened.
Yo, Hope.
Now,
Yo,
hold on,
Hocus.
Hans, real quick. I wanted to. I'm pass it right to you, Hans, but I wanted to hear what Rico had to say because he was trying to talk. Yo, if he has a difference of opinion, let him have a difference of opinion. I want to hear it. Like, why y'all trying to
Nah,
cut?
Hope.
Exactly.
You know what's
Can
crazy,
I
Hope?
speak?
Man,
Yo, Hope. I'm gonna cut short. I'm gonna cut it short. Only thing I'm saying is like this, right? If Zaza Ali can give that same message to her children and her husband, then we win as people. I don't disagree with nothing that she said. The problem is that everybody is trying to give a message to everybody else instead of their husband, their wife, and their children. Life is about man, woman, and child. Stop trying to address the world and control your household. If we teach our children about chemtrails and they hate it, or the food that they poison us, or the things that the shots and everything else, if we teach our household, everybody else want control over somebody else's household and not their own. And this is why women are getting upset and taking what I'm saying personal because they don't have a household where there's control. So when you sit up there and you say man, woman, and child, they say you sneak dissing them because they have no control over their household. And I'm done.
Okay, hold
But
on,
you're
Preach.
not
Let
guys.
me
saying
Let me
say
add
anything.
on.
something.
You're not
Excuse me. Hold
addressing
on
the
just a
men. You're
second.
addressing the
Hold
women.
on, just a second.
Can I speak?
For
I did
me,
it
I
Why
before.
know
not
that
One
speaking?
second,
Hold
one mic
It
on
on.
was
one
on
next.
Rico.
Please.
I'm grateful and thankful
Yeah, I'll
for
wait.
the perspective that she did bring today. This evening, we had a great build, and whether she's telling it to her household or not, I'm glad that she brought the perspectives that she brought this evening. And I don't feel as though that the people who are in my back channel or myself, the reason that they felt the way that they felt was because they didn't have any control in their household. Okay. So at the end of the day, we all have to be accountable for what it is that we are saying and that we are doing. And I just find it very problematic that when you come back and you're addressing the situation, it's pointing the finger at everybody else, as if nothing that you said was offensive, as if nothing that you said was, change the energy of the room, because we were really vibing really high. Okay. So when people are saying that, and I understand if you don't want to, um, agree with it, but at the end of the day, when we're all in this room and we're trying to all, elevate and vibrate at a higher frequency, if a number of people are telling you like, hey, the manner in which you delivered this message and some of the things that you were saying, and even when you came back in, you were insulting, period. I don't care who cough, do whatever. I'm gonna speak until I'm done, flat out.
Can
Hey
So
I
sis, can
speak?
I say something real
Can I
quick?
speak on it?
Just
Hold,
one
Can I
second,
say
please.
hold
something?
on,
It was
y'all.
on
1 second.
Rico.
Why not? You finished?
I at this point, Hocus, yes.
Hey, brother Hocus, really quick, can I please say something, brother?
Hold on, my. It was on Rico, then King DNA.
The only thing I was gonna say was this: it's hard. It's really hard to address a problem that you can't even admit that you have. A lot of these the things that she was bringing up, though they sounds good, were things that we all already talk about every single day. We know that information. The one thing we really don't talk about is ourselves and what actually goes on around us. For example, there's a lady that I grew up with. Two of her sons are in jail for murder. Two of them both killed seven people apiece. Seven people together total. But she's outside protesting Black Lives Matter against a white cop 5 states away who sat on somebody. The thing is, we don't want to look at ourselves. These are issues that are happening right now. What Haas is talking about is what we're seeing every day. I recently, just in the past 6 weeks, lost 4 friends back in LA. All of them killed. Nobody protests. Nobody cared. Nobody made a big deal out of it because they were killed by other black people younger than them. Kids 19, 18 years old killing men in their 40s, and people just pretend that these are men who aged out of gangbanging. But these younger guys don't know that. A lot of this stuff starts from home when somebody is bringing up that we are doing a really poor job with our own children in our household, but we're supposed to be focused on these other things that we have zero control of. It's asinine. It's backwards. I
Hey
mean, we
Rico,
literally have
hey
kids.
I
Rico, I got
don't
a
even.
question for you. Quick question for you. This Omar. Were you in here when the brother first started speaking?
Hassan? No, no,
Mm-hmm.
no. I came into the room when he was speaking, while he was
So why
speaking.
you speaking on
Right.
it?
What is
Because
Hey, yo,
this?
because
chill
it
This is
out,
what I'm
matters.
bro. Not
talking
trip.
about.
This is
Like,
a real
He speaks on
Hold
Is
on,
listen,
wait,
y'all
hold on, wait,
listening
Rico,
to her?
hold
unmute
on,
and
wait.
don't speak for the rest of the
Can I
night.
ask a
Yeah,
question,
which
Hocus?
y'all was speaking. What is y'all?
Was y'all listening
Do
to
you
the
want an
sister
echo
talk?
chamber?
Yeah,
Like you want
I
people
wanna
to say
I
the
wanna
same
ask you a
thing?
question, sir. Let me ask you a question real quick. So, what if she would have aborted
Shit,
those?
scam
Okay,
artist.
hold on, wait, can I finish? Just mute your
Wow.
mic. What if she would have aborted those monsters? Y'all would have been complaining then, and also, like, where was their fathers?
Right? Should we
Exactly.
should we not let you
Exactly.
talk because you're
I,
not gonna have kids? I
I'm
mean, what's
asking
the
you.
difference?
Hold
Oh my
on, wait.
God.
Hold on, wait. I'm asking you, and that's the
Who?
problem.
What the
Damn.
fuck?
Wait,
What?
don't
It's a
get
Speaking of
triggered.
God.
One
question.
mic, one mic. Don't get triggered. I know.
Huh?
Hold on, wait, y'all. Don't get triggered. I know I'm gay. It's nothing you can say. But you,
Hit him in the head with the.
heterosexual relationships are creating these beasts that are, and it is a problem for me. I do agree with Hassan because them niggas be shooting at me too. They don't have a gender or sexuality when they be shooting and killing. So my question to y'all, right, is y'all would have been mad if she would have aborted those beasts, right? So okay, cool. Jay, that's you, but you know the majority of people they be mad at black women for getting abortions, but yet when they have the babies and they turn out
No.
like these beasts that be
Wait,
Only
killing
try
abortion's
everybody,
to
not
tell
the
me
it's
it's
you
answer.
too.
We're
crazy.
talking about raising
And I
kids.
also wait, and then when are the men, the collective of men as a group that means queer, whoever, what part of the community you from, going to get together, and have a conversation about like improving things instead of blaming everything on women because
Zaza, right?
women
Y'all not talking
Hassan
about
brought
women
that
shit.
up.
women women
Y'all
don't
not
Let Rico
talking
hold on
about
finish.
one mic
shit.
Exactly.
one mic two women don't just create babies, men do too.
Yeah, he didn't say that.
Thank
Hassan
you.
literally brought up
Yeah,
Yeah, I
he
Thank
want
said
you.
that.
when
Rico.
men
Hey,
interfere.
Rico,
People
land your
was
plane,
No.
bro.
people even here listening? Was people even here listening to what she was saying before all these opinions
Man,
I
come
was
up?
Nobody.
Because
talking
everybody
to
heard.
like
Of
Man,
course.
him.
everybody
she
heard what
addressed
she
it
said.
all
Hey,
of
land
this.
your
The
plane.
last
No, obviously
Oh
you
I was
my
didn't.
talking
I
to
don't want to have to
God.
Rico.
move y'all, man.
Wait, stop,
In
stop.
one
He was
second,
talking.
No, I was talking to
Let
Rico,
him
not
finish.
everybody else. So I don't know what y'all. I wasn't even addressing
Right, let him
Zaza. What are
finish.
you talking about? I was addressing
exactly.
what Rico said. We're building. I don't need like everybody jumping in. Rico can answer the question. He's a man.
True.
Go ahead, Rico.
Listen, listen. Before y'all get into this, right? Because I want to keep it moving, but at the same time address like what happened to with the people that were here. Because we're talking about something, and we weren't you weren't even here. You know what I mean? That's weird. Anyway,
Yeah.
yo, it all listen,
I addressed
and
Rico. I don't
this
know
is
what
the
y'all not
no, no,
getting
not
about
you,
that.
not
Man,
you, not
anything
you,
to skate
not you.
accountability. They want to
Let
change the
Malika
subject.
Yo,
finish.
Go ahead.
Thank
fact.
you.
yo, let me just rock because I don't rock all the time. But listen, it all starts with self. We were earlier on. The sister was talking about everything is one, right? And for all of us to for things to go in the right direction, and for everything, we all want this righteousness and this beautiful world to manifest, right? And it always like you can't escape it. It starts with self. We can talk about all the ills of the world, but if we are not aware of the law of connectivity and how we affect others and the rest of the universe, then we miss the whole point. So, Brother Hassan, I understand the New York era energy that you come from. You know what I mean? I understand. I'm familiar with you, on Facade Netter and all that, right? But not everybody's familiar with your story and all that, right? Hold on, before you address me, let me finish. So please, just in future, I'm saying this as a sister to you as my brother. Just please be aware of how you convey your message, because obviously we're in a room full of hundreds of people, and majority of people did not receive your jewel because of what the language you were using and how you were saying it. So in future, just take that. We all have to remain a student of life. Okay? So that's it. And if for the rest of us, if you feel a way about how somebody's saying something, don't bring the same energy back to them. Then they're not gonna receive it, just like you didn't receive them. So
Malika,
yo, let's hold on.
This is
Let's just
Zaza. This is
oh
Zaza.
no, I'm not talking about you, Queen. I'm
I
talking
know.
about it, like everybody just coming at him, and it's like, yo, let's build. Let's
Yeah,
not
look,
just like go
can
back
I
and
please
forth.
say something? Can I please say
Yes,
something
Queen. Yes.
to reset us and to bring us back to the God frequency and the God vibration, which is where I prefer to reside. Let me first of all apologize to everybody else that's in the room. I've been dealing with, a lot of negative energy from through social media for a long time now. So when things like this happen, it triggers me, right? And so that's on me to be able to, conduct myself to my own personal standards. And I don't make any apologies for being a lion. I said what I said, and I meant everything that I said. But I am also here to be a messenger of God and to raise the frequency and to not be lowered into a frequency that is beneath me, right? So I offer my apologies to all of you guys, because that's not the spirit that I came in. We talked for 2 hours,
Goddess, you did
right?
nothing wrong.
Oh, no, no, no. I'm not saying I did anything wrong. I meant everything I said. But I'm also apologizing because I hold myself to a higher standard that I didn't meet, right? So it's not, I didn't do anything wrong, but I have standards for myself, right? Especially when we have, people listening, and I'm responsible for the message that I convey and the energy that it comes from, right? So let's get back to the love frequency and the God frequency, which is where I like to reside, right? So we talked about fasting when we started out. I'm starting a fast today. Today is my last day. I ate a dinner today, and I won't eat again until Sunday. I'll have only water and tea. So I'm fasting so that I can keep my mind in alignment with the God frequency, right? So I can get a spiritual download to help me and to help the people that are aligned with me, to help us to get beyond this next phase of what we're getting ready to go through, right? This is a serious time that we are living in right now, right? So all of the things that I talked about, along with the 5G frequencies, along with the, all these suicides that are taking place, right? There's a lot of things that's happening in the collective consciousness. I watched a man get dragged down in India today, and police guards forced him to take a vaccination while he kicked and screamed, right? So they had a mass casket in Switzerland. They had this mass grave site for children that have died from victims of these vaccinations that they're now putting in 5 and 11-year-olds' arms, right? And trying to get it in babies' arms. So for me, for all of us, like Malika was talking about, being self accountable, right? Looking within at yourself and asking yourself, what are you going to contribute to the collective consciousness when this shit hits the fan? Because we're talking about 4 billion people, right? We're talking about a change in a monetary system that's going to put a lot of people, you got child support, or you got tax liens from, previous businesses, or you're not in good standings with the government. What are you going to do if you're not able to use the currency and they ostracize you from being able to participate in the world, right? So coming back to the love frequency, when I talk about going quantum, I'm talking about the mind and the heart being in alignment, right? So understanding that every thought you think, whether it's about me or another person, whether it's about what's going on in the world, it's going out into the collective consciousness and in the ethers, and it's gonna come back and actually produce something in your reality. So what are we putting into the frequency in order to create a world for ourselves besides bickering amongst each other? Women blaming men and men blaming women, but never really focused on self accountability. How many of us are really intentionally meditating and praying on an ongoing basis in order to be able to keep your mind steady and consistent in the state of all of this insanity? And if you don't think that we're living in insanity, then you're really living in insanity. If you don't understand the severity of these times that we're living in, right? So I came here to spread love. I talked to the sisters about, how to overcome certain adversities, health issues. We talked about very high vibration conversation because that's what it's about. Fasting. If you want to join me on the fast, you're welcome to be a part of that. I wrote a workbook specifically for women for us to be accountable for the things that we do and our imprint that we're putting on the planet and the seeds that we produced. I talked about sexual discipline. I talked about how men will objectify you and try to use you if you don't know your self-worth. I talked about understanding that you have a broader responsibility to other girls and to other women. So be careful how you carry yourself. I talked about objectifying yourself on social media. I talked about understanding the power of your mind, the power of your womb, the fact that women have two wombs. Her physical womb creates physical life. Her mental womb creates the wisdom of God that flows in and out of each and every one of us. How do we know? Because you needed a woman to get here. So I'm here to represent the true and living gods. I'm here representing love and righteousness and warrior spirit and God frequency and God energy. And I love those that love me. And if you don't love me, get thee behind me, Satan. That's all I want to say. And I want to make sure that everybody knows that I came here with nothing but love and righteous intention. I spent the last 15 years of my life writing and studying and researching specifically for my people. And I've been undervalued and unappreciated the whole entire time. And this conversation really just underscores that. But again, I'm very thankful to you guys for having me.
Mm-hmm.
Peace and love.
Wait,
And
don't leave. God
she
damn
right,
it.
she right.
Yeah, could I say something? Am I allowed to speak?
Hold on. No,
Um,
She's
no, no,
gone.
no. Hold on. Hold on. One mic.
Show over.
Go ahead, King.
I just want to say this to Hassan. I think it was very rude, very disrespectful. For you to just come in the room 10 minutes to get what she dropped. It was like listening to Malcolm X.
Whoa,
And
whoa, whoa,
listen, whoa, whoa,
whoa,
whoa, whoa, whoa,
whoa.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't
Yo,
do that.
why you
Don't do
cutting
that.
him off though?
Hey,
Let him
Don't
finish.
do
If
that.
you, even if
Be
y'all
a man,
disagree
be a
with him,
man, pull
let
your
him
skirt
finish.
up. Be a man. It was very rude. It's like having a book signing. I'm an author. I'm selling my book. It's my book signing. And you came in and tried to sell your books at her book signing. First and foremost, I want to address your frequency. Your frequency is not right. And I'm going to tell you why it's not right. There is a conversation that you have with different age groups, and you don't know how to have it. You have the same conversation around kids, the same conversation around your wife, the same conversation you have with your friends, the same conversation you have at the barbershop, and you combine all of them in one. We have a different age bracket in this room. You came with bitches, you came with hoes, and came with pussy. That is not the conversation that you have with a goddess. Those are not the words that you use, man. You don't use them words. I know that's your frequency, but you don't use them in this conversation. You didn't understand that you was in a high frequency conversation and you used and chose those words that rubbed her wrong. And you didn't even apologize, man. I think that's very disrespectful. I think it's disrespectful to Hocus. I think it's very disrespectful to everyone that listened. It was very rude of you. You never even apologized. And I am the one that told you to digress.
Wow.
I told you to digress because you were going too far. The moderators tried to shut you up several times. Not once did you digress. Not one did you take accountability for your action. You're not a man. You're a boy.
hey, now
Your
you're going too
frequency.
far, King.
No,
Now
no,
you're
listen,
going
wait a
too
minute.
far.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Rico,
you
Rico,
bugging
Rico,
now, my
let me
nigga.
finish. Let me finish. Let me finish
Hold
because
on. Let him
he
talk.
Not
Hocus, just
only
let me
did
respond when he done.
not only did he disrespect the women, he
Respond.
disrespected the
Don't
men
have to take
because you
me go.
represent you thought that you were speaking for all men. You were not speaking for all men. You brought your personal stuff into a conversation where we are building. We are building. We are not breaking down. And I felt like you took some shots at her too. That was wrong, brother. That was wrong. And you didn't apologize. And I'm just gonna say this, man. You made me, out of all the times I've ever been on Hocus show, not want to listen. I tuned out several times, hoping that you would get your frequency right, and you never came with your frequency right. And I think it was very rude. You owe her an apology. And that's all I'm gonna say. You don't have to apologize because I said it. I think it was very, very rude. You did what you just did. You
Can I
ran.
respond
You.
now?
Hey,
I've
I
never. Wait a minute.
agree.
Wait. I'm
Can I
landing right
That
respond
here.
was
now?
so
I'm
hey, can
landing
I
right
go
disgusting,
here.
ahead?
Hassan.
I'm
Tap
landing
in.
right
Can I
here.
Dang,
respond
he
Go
had
now?
I'm
ahead.
literally
landing right here.
503 talking about scamming
I'm
everything.
landing right here.
Can
I've never
can I
seen.
respond?
I'm getting ready to land right here. Let me say this. I'm landing. I've never seen a speaker come in Hocus room and walk out the way that she did, and also get to the point that she got to. I think that you should be taking accountability to that, because you took a platform that was set up for her as a guest, and you made her feel
Yep.
uncomfortable. That was very rude and disrespectful to us that were
Yep.
listening, and
Facts.
also wanted to digress, wanted to digest the information that she had. You disrupted that. I've never seen that, and it was fucking rude, dude.
Why would she
I had to
internalize
leave
Can
that?
the
I
I
can
land
I
room.
my
Wait,
plane.
respond now?
Hello,
Man,
hello,
hey,
Can I
hello.
can
Can I
hold
can I
on,
say
can
hold
I
on,
something?
hold on.
Hocus,
respond?
can I
Can
say
I
my
Hello.
little
respond
piece?
now? Can
One
I
Hello,
mic,
hello,
respond
guys.
now?
hello,
One mic,
hello,
guys.
hello.
One mic,
Can I
guys.
respond
I had
now?
to leave the room
Go
after
ahead,
after
Hassan.
Hassan.
And please
I'm
don't.
asking with
You got
respect.
leave.
Can I
Hold on,
respond
yo,
Stop.
now?
what, yo,
Well, I
Leonard,
mean,
my phone, I'm stuck in the back channels. Y'all know that man addressed him, and y'all just gonna like, y'all don't think he deserves a
No, go
No,
ahead,
response?
we was
Briscoe.
giving him the opportunity to respond if the
No,
rest of
Thank
not
them.
you,
you.
Juan. I
Okay.
heard
Thank
you, but
you.
I'm talking about the rest of everybody just yelling. Like, damn.
Thank you. Let me say this and let me make this clear, right? Because I don't know, I don't even understand. When I first started speaking, anything and everything that I said, I didn't hear nothing that Zaza said at all. I came in because I was invited to the room and I spoke from my heart. I don't know who said what. So when you sitting up there saying that I personally attacked the sister, like, no, I didn't hear nothing she had to say. I was just addressing the black community. But in order to address the black community, automatically you have to attack the black woman, which is not true because every black woman is not on the same level. So automatically, the woman that don't have their shit together automatically took it as if you assaulting them, you're raping them. No, that's not the case. There's black fathers that's being fathers. There's black mothers that's being mothers. There's black people that's out there that's challenging and dealing with things in the black community. Everybody has a level that we have to deal with. Some people are teaching college classes. Some people are teaching junior high school. Some people are teaching elementary. Some people are trying to teach the world and they're not dealing with their homes. It's the message that I was trying to give. And that message that I'm trying to give, if I offended somebody, it is because somebody don't have their shit together. When I was in jail, right? There was a dude. There was a dude in jail.
I'm gone.
He was
No
Then be done,
accountability.
bitch. Bye.
Oh
You
my
being
God.
disrespectful.
You
Damn.
You're
said
being
This is the
enough. You
point
disrespectful.
enough.
Oh my
exactly.
You are
God.
You
hold
have
on,
Seriously?
hold on.
less
damn,
than
let
So
him
you get to
finish.
Wow.
Let
disrespect
him
me.
He's
land, y'all.
blatantly.
Y'all
Man,
Hold
still
So
this
on.
you
is
talking.
get to
wild.
Hold
disrespect
on.
me. So you
Hold
get to
He
on.
blatantly
disrespect
One
me.
called
mic.
her a
One
bitch.
mic.
Let him
One
let
You
his
just
mic.
plane.
One
disrespected me.
mic.
Man, let him finish.
Hold.
Well, he gonna go like
Hold on.
How you
Hell
cut me
no.
off?
Did he
Hold on.
Hell
just call
no.
Hold.
Malika a bitch
Man,
How
and
is
y'all
y'all
she
gonna let
cutting
focusing
him
me
on the
off
finish?
wrong
like
Yeah,
that?
thing.
man,
Let
don't
him
call her a
Hold.
focus.
bitch and
On.
blatantly
We
calling
didn't
Okay.
people
call
a
her a bitch. What are you
bitch.
talking
Okay.
about?
She
Hold
cut me
on.
That
off.
wasn't
She
Malika,
deserved it.
but then, well,
Hold on.
She
That
cut me
that's
So
off.
hold on,
because
bro.
she cut
hold
you
on.
off,
Hold
she's a
on.
bitch. What is wrong
Yeah,
with
It's too
y'all
much
you?
need
This
going
is
on.
your
Bro.
tone is
Let's
one
guys,
go.
wild.
mic on
everybody.
Gwinnett.
One
One
mic.
mic on
Let
Gwinnett.
Hassan
One mic.
land.
This is
How you just stop
guys,
me from
this
making my
It's
no,
point?
It's
no,
your
no,
tone.
no, no.
My tone was
Okay?
It's the
my tone
frequency
was
of truth
pleasant.
is
Excuse me.
Focus.
offensive.
Are you hearing this? Are you here
Hassan,
right now?
please
Let
How are
stop
you
Hassan
cutting
land
me
at
his
this
off
point.
plane.
like that?
It's too I'm definitely gonna cut you off because you up here calling people
No,
out
it's
their
the
I was
name
frequency
very
of
talking. I didn't
truth.
call
disrespectfully.
nobody nothing.
Are you
hold on. Can I?
crazy?
Yeah, he
Oh my
didn't.
Yo,
god.
He didn't say
yo.
nothing.
Listen,
He
at
didn't.
the
Hold
end of
on.
the
He
day,
did.
I
He
don't need
said
all
bye,
the
He
One
said
bitch.
mic
bitch
on
twice.
one
Exactly.
net.
He
Let
said
one
Okay.
net
He
bye
didn't
speak.
call
bitch.
her
One
a
He
mic.
said
B.
Hold
bye
on.
He
You know
said
what? Let's
bitch.
bye.
clear the stage. You
it's
know what? You know what's the
3:52 in
problem?
the
You know
Yeah.
what's the
morning.
Y'all
problem?
One
bugging.
The
mic.
problem is all you niggas on the stage. If y'all just let there's people on the stage, people on the stage, why y'all just didn't fucking let them talk? Like, cause y'all talking and y'all don't like what somebody say. Rico talking, y'all don't like what he say. King DNA talking. Like y'all don't like what they say. Y'all don't let people fucking land. Like let them talk. Y'all come with y'all little whispers and then when somebody say something, oh you didn't hear that? You didn't hear the. I'm ready to fucking boom this room. Give a fuck about all y'all fucking emotions. Like everybody fucking emotional. Like nobody cursing here.
Facts.
Like nobody use the word bitch, pussy, fuck, shit. Like everybody's fucking kumbaya. Like damn, let somebody land.
That's the realest shit.
Right,
The whole.
Hocus.
That's
But
the
at the
realest
end of the
shit.
day,
Hold
Yeah,
on,
let
Well,
hold
can
on.
I
Hassan
get
land
the
his
please.
floor back?
plane, man.
Excuse me,
My whole
excuse
thing is,
me,
can I get the floor
excuse
back?
Yeah, let
me,
Hassan
Let
excuse
land.
me.
no.
Why you have,
Let one
Okay,
get the floor. Let one get the
give me
floor.
back the
after
floor?
Hocus said,
Give me
after
back
You
the
Hocus
gonna get it back.
floor.
said
But
what,
Hocus,
You gonna
he's
get it back,
I'm
bro.
after,
Let one that
I don't know why. Listen, after Hocus said what he said, we really didn't need, all the jumping in, guys, seriously. But at the end of the day, there is a level of respect that we need to have. Okay. People do cut people off all the time, but calling people out their names, especially like that, when we've already continued to sit here and try to address this and bring the frequency back, Zaza came in and brought the frequency back up again. And now we're back down here again. Guys, please, let's try to control our own energy to keep the frequency high. And let's move to the next thing. Now, Hassan, can you please land your plane in the next 60 seconds so that we can move on?
Oh,
Thank
so
you.
that's what I got 60 seconds after being
Yeah,
disrespected.
Hassan, see, now this is the problem.
So now I
Just
got to
land
argue
your,
with you instead of saying what I have to say.
but you were
no, you don't have to
disrespectful.
Let
argue.
You
Damn.
No,
were
Hassan
I was
land,
not
y'all.
disrespectful.
disrespectful
Because
until
you're
I was
not.
disrespected.
No one
Yo,
I was not.
disrespected you by saying I'm done.
Can I speak without you interrupting me?
And
Because what you're trying to do is deflect and make me argue with you. I was
I don't
making
make
my
no
point and
man
it was
argue with me.
simple.
I'm a woman. I argue
Hey,
with
Lolly,
women. So
I'm
if
chill
not
you want to
out,
talking
argue
yeah.
to
with me,
you.
that's on you.
Again, again. Y'all didn't do this to Zaza because y'all got a point to
Because she
prove.
never called anyone a
What I do,
bitch.
listen, no, I
Okay,
didn't call nobody
Stop
hold
a
on.
bitch until you.
interrupting.
I didn't call
Hold,
nobody. Listen,
guys,
now I have to
please.
argue. Why
No,
can
you
I
don't.
speak as a man?
Please,
Why am
just
I arguing?
Be a
I thought
Hassan,
it
man
was
and
one
you're
stop
Let
floor.
not
Hassan
arguing.
allowing
land.
me to
I thought it was
moderate
one
the
floor, one mic.
room.
I thought
Hassan,
it was one floor, one mic.
you're not allowing me to
You
moderate the
are not
room. I
supposed to be
can't even
talking to me.
correct.
Let me talk.
Uh,
Yeah, let Hassan
wait a minute.
land.
hold on,
Wait a
hold on.
minute. Wait a
Hold on.
minute.
One
Now,
mic, one net.
Hocus,
Go ahead, one net. Go
because
ahead.
my trigger finger is real happy right now, and I'm really trying to control my energy. Okay. Now, I'm trying to moderate the room so that I could give you back the mic. But yes, you gonna get 60 seconds because we all gonna build up in here. You've been done a lot of talking, okay? So please land your plane in 60 seconds so we can go ahead and move on. That's it.
Hey, Hassan,
Can I
you
go
He
ahead and
ain't got
tap
nothing
in
to
then?
say.
Go ahead,
Now
bro.
I
Nah,
got something to
Let me
say.
just tap in
I
and
have
say my
something to
piece.
say. But what I say is going to take more than
No,
60 seconds. You
sir.
gotta give
No,
me at least.
sir.
Nah, how you gonna just give him 60
I
yeah,
seconds?
can't.
y'all
Crickets.
bugging,
Who was
man.
This
that?
shit been
Who was
going on for
that?
2 hours,
Who was
man.
that?
Go ahead and speak, Haas. Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's
Okay,
Rico.
Rico, you can
Listen,
That
go
was
back to the
Marcus.
audience. Goodbye.
can I talk? Thank you. Now my whole thing is like this, right? I'm gonna say it once again. When I first started speaking, I didn't hear nothing that was being said, a little bit of anything. There was no attack on anybody. But because the topic that I dealt with touched home to a lot of females, to a lot of people, people took what I had to say personal. I didn't address Zaza. I addressed the black community. If a woman can't communicate with a man, how the hell we gonna raise a child? If a man can't communicate, Somebody's echoing while I'm talking. Thank you. If we can't communicate with each other, everything starts with man, woman, and child. That is the problem. People don't want to fix their households, but we want to talk about vaccines and everything else. If we can't communicate with each other as man, woman, and child, then what's the point of us of us? We faking like we're a community. We're not. Everything starts at home. But when I say that I'm the bad guy, I'm attacking somebody. No, I am not attacking anybody. I didn't hear what y'all had to say. I had nothing personal against Zaza or the message that she had because I didn't hear the message. But when I speak as a man, everybody wants to be a scholar, but nobody wants to fix home. That's why the black world is doomed. The Jewish community is a small community, very small. They rule the world. They use their money and everything, all their resources to protect one another. Black people ain't doing nothing but benefiting off of black pain. How they said in that movie with Malcolm X? Get your hand out of my pocket. Everybody full of shit. If you can't negotiate and you cannot work with your wife and your children, you can't fix the black community. And that's the bottom line to it. Take it personal.
I just want to say to you, my brother, you didn't raise the frequency. You lowered it. You didn't take accountability, and you still repeating the same shit. So, and then you still didn't apologize. But that's cool. I digress. I'm gone. Good night.
You're in Hocus 4.
Hassan, I got a quick question for you, brother. Um, if your intentions was pure, why were you so quick to threaten his sister about getting Professor Griffin here?
Because that sister came back and she waged a personal attack on me, which I never addressed her. I would have never attacked that sister. I would have loved to have a conversation with all of the sisters because you got to understand something, right? And let me say this without being disrespectful. Every broken young black man in America was broken by their mother. And until we address the lack of communication, the black woman can't communicate with her husband or her children. And this is a prime example in this room because I'm coming back to the table extending peace, but y'all still trying to put me on punishment. I don't want war. I want communication. I want us to build. But you still trying to point a finger at me because people don't like what I had to say. And and I ain't trying to be funny or nothing, but if you the type of dude that agrees with gender X, please don't talk to me. I don't even want to have a conversation with you. Thank you. If you play with dildos and men, please don't talk to me as a man. Thank you.
Are you done, brother?
I'm here for you, family, and everybody else.
All right. All right. We good. Anybody got questions? Anybody want to say something?